Take some responsibility for the drug culture that's glamorized by the Hispanic rap and the Hispanic Tejano and the Hispanic country music. Take responsibility for that. Just like white people need to take responsibility for the degenerate Klan and decry it. But instead, when you got black gangster racism, go hunt down white people, it's cute and funny in the media, and the media won't say it's black racism. Or when you got Hispanic crazy level racism, it's all supposedly kosher and condoned. See, it's all how it's presented. But then everybody's jealous of these football players making $10 million a year. Everybody's, the fans, the jock sniffers, the weirdos that run around the alumni buying vehicles and apartments for the football players. All of you people really don't like the ball players. It's all part of this sick narcissistic society to go be part of it and have the boxes and be around it. It's just totally empty and mindless. But then there's always the sacrificial lamb. Oh my gosh, this guy's girlfriend jumped on him and he punched her. What do you expect somebody in the top 1/10 of 1% of best athletes, probably juiced out of his mind on 10 steroids, drunk, and somebody jumps on him, and he's going to reflex, pop him upside the head? That's why the police didn't throw the book at him, because she jumped on him, and because they were drunk, and so it wasn't premeditated. He wasn't somebody out there walking in front and beating up mama in front of the kids who deserves to be thrown in prison. But again, I'm not defending what happened. It's terrible. The issue is how the media gets to get real upset and the players get to come out and go, why, this whole thing is just terrible. When it's a gladiatorial event where the average former NFL football player lives to 56, they're brain damaged, all their organs are bruised and blown out, their joints are blown out. And let me tell you, I've run into and known a lot growing up in Dallas and then in Austin, a lot of former Dallas Cowboys and the rest of them. And let me tell you, there's nothing sadder than most of these former professional athletes, even if they've got $20 million in the bank, because they're so narcissistic that they're not stars anymore and they're not cool anymore. And they don't get to be the and the other players don't kiss up to them anymore, that they're shattered men. That's what happens to narcissists. What about your kids? What about your family? What about the community? Who cares about football? If it was just go watch a ball game, whatever, that would be it. All the men I know, even they know what's going on, they want to sit there on their iPhone with fantasy football, they're arguing with people, and I just want to slap them. Our whole world is going down. Worldwide tyranny is taking place. 2 different CDC whistleblowers have gone public. One of them's now winning in court because they got retaliated against, proving that they knew that the vaccines are causing a tripling of autism in boys. In one study alone, a tripling in blacks, a doubling in Caucasians and others. I mean, that's a big issue. The warehouses of kids that can never talk, never have a girlfriend, and have diapers on when they're 45 years old, that mama's having to change when she's 70. Talk about weighing down our economy. Talk about a soft kill operation. I want to see some people angry and upset on the news talking about brain damage in babies. I don't want to hear all day about, look at this player. He's a monster. He's a terrible person. He's the worst person in the world. Oh, my, they're acting like he's worse than Michael Vick. Let me tell you, killing dogs is about 50 times worse than slugging your wife when she jumps on top of you. You know why? Because it's premeditated. Because you get off on the animals killing each other. You get off on killing the animals, electrocuting them. That's what's evil. That's psychopathic. Drunk on an elevator, punching your wife when she attacks you, that's a crime of passion. But you'd think it was the ultimate sin. And you know why? Because it is an attack on men, period. You go to a park and you've got your children there, or you're at a swim meet or anything, and it's not all the moms, but it's a good percentage, will act like just being a man is somehow bad. I told the story of the Labrador I had. He lived to be about 14, but the point is he died a few years ago. Helmet. He jumped out of the fence, jumped over the fence. It's an 8-foot fence, somehow got under it or over it, I don't know. Got hit by a car, I got a call 5 minutes after it happened, ran down, got him. He'd been knocked over on the side of the road. The lady had called. I took him. I wanted to chop his leg off, but I said, no, let's see if it comes back. It came back about 80%, but he had to swing it in front of him. I'd take that dog to the park, and I mean, every time women would come up and say, is something in your paw? Did he do something mean to you? And talking about psychology, I know now why that happened. That was back when I was like 22 years old and I was super good looking. And these women were actually just using it as some come on line or something, or some way to like mentally say I was a bad person as a moral justification to look down on me. I don't have those type of problems now that look like Fred Flintstone. But that's kind of what it is. Like, you're a man, you must teach in the colleges that all sex is rape of a woman. So that's all this is. No, it's just like Scarface says towards the end of the movie where he's in the restaurant. He says, is this what life's all about? You got a bag for a belly. You're in this restaurant with all these mummies.